We have in my opinion, a very interesting day today with this seminar now and a gaming session later, where we hope that you are as creative and as innovative as you can be when we play Broken Cities Climate Reality together with colleagues across the pond in Boston and Portland. There are quite a few of you here not from Denmark, which is going to be very interesting. It should give us a very interactive, very intercultural experience, and I'm personally looking very much forward to that. Fortunately, I will not be stuck at a game table, but will be running around between you and seeing what it is that you're actually doing, how you are realizing different solutions in the climate reality that you will face. First, a very long day of presentations and hopeful discussions, so please be very active in here. It's not just a one-way dialogue communication, but it's a dialogue, and we'd like that. Long program on innovation in climate planning. It follows up from yesterday, where many of you were online, not present. Many of you were as well, but most of you were actually sitting somewhere else and following the presentation by a colleague, Anja Weiss, on her PhD defense on climate for change. And this is a follow-up from that one, Innovation in Climate Planning. It's a joint venture between Klimalab here in North Denmark, Energy Vision, also located here in North Denmark, and then an Earth Day Network event. Earth Day Network this year, or the Earth Day this year, which is actually on Monday, has the theme of the face of climate change. And we are all in here facing and are faces of climate change, and we need also to face up to climate change. And I hope this day will provide opportunities and ideas for doing that. So on behalf of Klimalab Energy Vision, I'd like to welcome you all to this day. And after I'm shortly introducing the program for today and a little bit about Klimalab and Energy Vision, I'd give the word to one of our collaboration partners, Danish Association of Engineers. Eva Lyne is sitting down there and will briefly say something about that collaboration. So, the program is divided into three main parts at the seminar and then the gaming session. So we have, after my chit-chat here, David Miller, Climate Reality, partner in the Climate Reality project, which is trained by Al Gore to give presentations on climate reality, and I'm very happy to have David here. I actually started trying to get a presentation from the Climate Reality project 1.5 years ago. And finally we succeeded. You're a busy person. Not just you, but the network here in Denmark, exactly. So I'm happy to invite you here. After that, we have a short break, depending on timing, but 20 or so minutes, I'd say. And then we have presentations from some of our master students here at Aalborg University in 3 different programs actually. Mette and Bisan are in the Urban Planning and Management Master's Program. Michele De Rosa is one of our Erasmus Mundus students in Environmental Studies. And Peter Bilgaard is writing his thesis within the program of Environmental Management and Sustainability Science. So a sort of a venture into what the different programs within this field actually produces in that sense. After that, longer lunch, we can network, discuss, talk, not starve anymore, hopefully. And then we have 3 presentations. There were 4 in the program, but unfortunately a colleague is ill and had to leave. Sirku had to leave for Finland this morning. So we have 3 presentations. Hans Runhard, sitting somewhere in the back, yeah, on green screening climate adaptation. And we have a presentation from Thailand. Trakan, a dear colleague from long ago, coming back to Denmark, thanks for that, on the climate reality and also solutions in Thailand. And then we have a colleague from NIOS, one of our consultancy firms here in Aalborg, larger one in Denmark, on green infrastructure, presenting the case of Godsbanearealet, new city campus here in Aalborg. And then some fun at the end of the long, long day. Reception and networking and serious gaming. So that's the day, and I trust it will be a good one. Depends on you, not me, but you guys. You make this happen, and you put into it whatever we can take back from it, basically. So it's up to you as well. A little bit about the climate solutions at Aalborg University and why we also talk about innovation in climate planning. It's deeply needed. We know that it's a very, some of you heard yesterday, it's a very complex issue. It's one of the problems that we can call wicked, mainly because we can't really agree on what the problem may be. We can't really agree on the solutions. We can't really agree on who has the responsibility and can take the responsibility and so on and so forth. That shouldn't stop us. Because it may be a global problem, but the impacts are going to be very local. We see them in Aalborg. Anja had some interesting pictures yesterday as well from Aalborg, Copenhagen, Silkeborg and elsewhere in Denmark. New York was hit by Sandy 4 or 5 months ago, devastating storm that was totally wicked in the sense that it went inland rather than the other way, and resulted in damages of about 70 billion US dollars. Global problems, but very, very local impacts. And we need solutions to that. And we need them in terms of mitigative actions, but we also need them in terms of adaptive measures. So we have to focus on climate solutions that take both of these activities, actions into account, both mitigation and adaptation. Climate change is coming. We need to adapt to it, one way or the other. We can mitigate all we want, but in the next 10, 15 years, we will see a climate change. More frequent storms, different precipitation patterns, etc., etc. We need to adapt to that. Either our sewer systems or our green infrastructure or buildings or whatever, but we need to adapt. In that sense, then, our take here is that climate solution has to bring together disciplines and various stakeholders. So when we're talking about it here at Aalborg University, we need to not just talk with construction engineers or planners, we need to talk with designers, we need to talk with IT specialists in terms of delivering smart solutions, smart infrastructure, solutions that may predict or at least give us information about storms coming, weather patterns changing or whatever, right? And give us also opportunities to act. So we need to have the various disciplines coming together, and we can't sit in our boxes, own offices and think up solutions on climate change. It's simply too complex. I would not be able to sit in my office, even probably if I was Newton or Einstein, I don't care, and bring up solutions that would be globally acceptable and could be implemented. Simply not possible with a wicked problem like climate change. Perhaps the problem would not, or the solution would not be accepted as a solution in a sense. So we also need to have different stakeholders. We need to bring knowledge and knowledge partners and acting partners together. Planners, practitioners, we need to come together and figure out, well, what is the real problem here? I may have, from an academic standpoint or a theoretical view on things as an academic, some ideas of what the issues are and what the problems are, but maybe I should talk with the stakeholders as well. Maybe I should speak with the consultants about what solutions do you see, what are your stakeholders asking for, and so on and so forth. Speak with the regions, speak with the municipalities, speak with the national, state level agencies, speak with people, local communities. Ask them, what is it that you feel here? What is the microclimate that you are experiencing here that is changing? What is it that is different? Are your gardens being drowned, or what is it? What is it that you are experiencing here? And how can we then bring together disciplines and help you? So different stakeholders, different disciplines need to work together. And then the can aspect of here, it can create new development pathways. We're talking in a little bit in Denmark, but also elsewhere, of course, as water, because of the impacts in terms of climate change. Water being the new gold. We've for long been relying on various types of clean tech solutions, very much in the energy sector, so renewable energies. But water being the new type of gold for clean tech is one of the settings. But we can also create new development pathways by utilizing these climate solutions or looking at them that are less resource intensive. Resource use is way over the hill. The EU has really put a strong focus on resource intensity. And this is a field that we really need to focus on in this aspect as well. Climate solutions can create these new development pathways, and at the same time also create new pathways that are more equitable, so that not just development can take place in the already developed countries, industrialized countries, but also bring more equitable solutions to the developing world. So our response at the moment is two things mainly. Energy Vision. Esben is sitting outside being representative of Energy Vision today. Energy Vision in northern Denmark works mainly with renewable energy and energy systems, more on the mitigation aspects of this, while Klimalab, which I'm represented, works mainly with adaptation. This doesn't say that we can't interact. As I said in the beginning, we need to interact. And we will. So ideas and projects and initiatives taken, for example, in one scene will certainly spill over in the others and bring together these various disciplines. That's the idea. So our main response at the moment are two sort of focused, I wouldn't call them centers because they're not, but sort of entities, let's call them that, that can really bring together disciplines, bring together stakeholders and support that action is taken. Also action that may fail, doesn't matter. We learn from that as well. There needs to be room for failure. So both centers encompass a larger number of both internal and external stakeholders. We're talking about the region, the municipalities, planners, various engineering companies and consultancies, and so on and so forth. So these centers or entities encompass this in their various activities. And an activity like this is part of that, of course. And then what we believe is that those centers together have then the potential to direct attention as well and create synergies between adaptation and mitigation, mitigative actions and adaptive actions. Be it in research or be it in trying stuff, testing, taking responsibility, acting, teaming up with local communities, can be in one of the suburbs to Aalborg, for example, but it could also be in the western part of Denmark, in Thisted, where they are also very, very progressive. New actions, new activities that we can learn from and bring into other communities in not just the northern part of Denmark, but perhaps also this can spill over in other regions in Denmark or elsewhere. And the same goes for so the other way that we can take action and activities that can actually bring knowledge into this region by teaming up with centers in Europe. Very interesting opportunities in Germany, for example, where they are both in terms of funding and dedication and resource dedication are far ahead, especially in the adaptation side. At a moment where we were pledging 10 million Danish kroner to the adaptation activities, they had already pledged 10 billion euro. So it was sort of sitting there saying, what's that? That's a factor of what? 7,500 or something different? It was just incomprehensible that they were so far ahead. They are. We should learn from that. And by sort of bringing these entities together, that's what we're trying to do. This is what we're trying. We're trying to put different people together because of the wickedness, the urgency of the problem that we are facing, and sometimes simply just trying stuff. And one of the things that we will try stuff today is play the broken cities. See how you play it. What are the decisions that you make? Why did you make those decisions? Was there lack of information that made you make a decision, or was it just because you were chatting together that made you make a certain decision, right? So we'll try that, and then we'll see where it goes. And then we'll hopefully learn from that, both you and we, as facilitators and onlookers. So I hope that you would help us try stuff and take action. This is what Klimalab is about. With that, I'd stop my chit-chatting and leave the floor to Ivar shortly.